Straight? All right.
See it there? All right. Let's go find fire, baby. Now.
Yo, welcome to the Martian podcast. We got episode 4 right here with the man himself, Trigga HalfKrazy.
Yo.
This guy right here, I mean, first of all, you know what? Before we even get into all that, I was just telling you off camera that you're the first guest that didn't ask me for no liquor. The last person I had, she asked me for chicken. I had to go to, Popeyes? I had to go to Popeyes to get chicken and ginger ale. That's what she wanted. You said you just want water.
Simplicity. First of all, right?
Yeah.
I say to people, in the lifestyle that we live, right? If I drink on every occasion or every offer, I'm gonna walk away with a alcohol problem.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll drink on.
Because I actually know some DJs that cannot function if they don't got liquor.
I've been in this same building and seen drunk DJs that can't get the job. You know
Trying to mix in the same rhythm and they can't even mix the same rhythm.
And the thing is, though, I'm good at selling the game, but I don't always have to live the game.
There you go. That's why they always say, man, listen, you know, a drug dealer should not be getting high on their own supply.
I drink socially, honestly.
Okay.
Real life, I drink socially. This is not a social.
Nah, I'm with that. But you know what? I was this close to saying, you know what? I'm gonna just at least bring some champagne.
Now, I'm a champagne guy.
Okay,
I'm a champagne.
But just because you say water, I say, you know what? I'm gonna respect that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna owe you some about a champagne.
It'll be excessive.
But you know what? Let me tell you why I thought champagne. Because I look at this right now as a celebration, bro. You know what I mean? Seriously. And the way I grew up, when you celebrate, you gotta have champagne. Exactly. It's not, champagne is not the way people are making it today.
I'm over 30, so I'll just say champagne.
Champagne.
There you go. Champagne.
There you go. You know, but it's a celebration because, man, listen, I know I went to Morgan State, you know, and I spent like damn near almost 7 years in Baltimore. And coming up in Baltimore as a young DJ, as a young international DJ, the name that rang on the streets of Baltimore was HalfKrazy.
Yeah.
So for me right now, this is a celebration. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, real talk. I'm not, and I mean, I've said this to you before anyway.
Yeah, but we should say it on camera.
Yeah, I've said this to you before because I think a lot of the times people don't really, real people don't really take the time sometimes to acknowledge some of the accomplishment that people have done. Yeah. To give people their flowers, pretty much. Yeah, we don't really expect, especially in the international scene. Well, I mean, international, like African, Caribbeans, we don't seem to give people their flowers, man.
Nah, we don't.
It's like
we don't celebrate each other.
Nah, we rather hate and be like, I can do that better than to be like, you know what? This guy did this for the game. Maybe I can elevate it, but he did this for the game. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And Trigga HalfKrazy Sound is a sound. What you call the DMV juggling machine?
Yeah, DMV juggling machine. Yeah, see, they're a long time too. This year make 20 years.
20 years?
For HalfKrazy, longer than that for me.
Damn, that's longer than nothing.
I'm about to do my 20-year anniversary in next month.
Wow. Nah, congratulations to you, man. Because I've known some people that started DJing and they didn't even make it 3 years.
It's a tough game. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like now it's even tougher. Yeah. Well, I don't know because, I came in the era when they were moving from vinyls. I started with CDs.
Oh, you started with CDs?
Right.
Oh, okay.
So I still kind of know the struggle of having to carry around different bags, but I know you did the vinyls. Yeah. And then you're like the dancehall. How was that?
So,
because y'all play like 1,000 songs in one night.
Yeah. So, from like I guess what you would say equipment perspective.
Yeah.
We used to carry these big cases that held 100 LPs. You know what I mean? Damn. And then dancehall is big on 45.
Right.
So we would hold have a 345 case. So they were big. And then them times we flying out, so you traveling with it. So they got to put the heavy sticker on it. Pay for the extra weight.
Damn.
They fly, they break your case. You know what I'm saying? Your pretty case come back broken. Then you had dub plates.
Which is a whole other thing.
And aside from the audio aspect of dub plates, the physical dub plate, have you seen a physical dub plate before?
I have not.
A physical dub plate is a steel acetate record. So in weight, it's double to triple the size of an actual 12-inch.
Huh.
So you have a case of 100 dub plates, it's heavy. So that's why in dancehall culture, like from a DJ perspective, they say right now, we're gonna play a steel, but it's deriving from the fact that...
You just taught me that, because I always hear that, but I never knew.
Yeah, may I play this on steel? Well, that's because the dub plate is actually metal, but coated with that coating on top.
Right.
And it's only good for so much plays. As it play more, the quality go down. Because they're test plates.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's education right there.
Yeah,
You just
so-
took me to school.
That's what next, so everybody was happy. I say that to say everybody was happy when
Once
we
you started transitioning.
Yeah, we transitioned from that, all of that, to CD, which is where you
Yeah. And I mean, 20 years, man, like that's, it doesn't only show how great of obviously an entertainer you are, but how disciplined you are, bro.
Yeah.
Because to make it for even just 5 years, just in life in general, you gotta be disciplined.
To do anything for 20 years.
Exactly.
Anything, yeah. Real talk.
God, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about celebration. This is really something to
Yeah,
celebrate. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm not gonna lie, the 20 years come fast too.
Did it?
Because it's your passion of love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it just goes. You don't really.
it go on, but at the same time, you stay ahead of the game.
Right.
You stay ahead of the curve or on the curve as best as possible. Rebranding.
Yeah.
Rebranding is everything. So every once in a while, you say, okay, how do I rebrand myself? What do I want to do? How do I refresh what I'm giving people?
I'm glad you're talking about that, because I remember you and I having a conversation at 1942, like almost a month ago, and you said something to me. You were like, I have to make sure that I always know what's happening, outside. I gotta be on top of everything musically of what's happening. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, how do you do it after 20 years? Because for me, I've been DJing for maybe 13, 14 years, but sometimes I'd be like, man, this is becoming a lot.
Things are going to fly past you regardless,
Yeah.
right? And anybody watching your podcast, one thing for sure, with me, anybody that come around me, I try to pass on game or have conversation
Facts.
to build up
Facts.
people. Because I feel like coming along in the game, nobody had those conversations with me. So even if it's something that you know already, let's talk about it, because we can uncover something that maybe I didn't know. Maybe I thought I knew a lot. And now I realize I needed to know a little bit more, whether it's business, music, just culture, whatever it may be.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to put that out there so somebody be like, well, Claude say he talked to Trigga a lot about different things. But people, y'all got to understand, when we outside, we're building too. We can drink, we can have fun, we can laugh, but there's something going on. But I say that to say, being outside, I'm a big advocate of being outside. If you're outside enough, even when you don't know it, it'll come to you.
Right.
It'll talk to you.
Yeah.
You absorb it. You know what I mean? Like, even looking at your culture.
Right.
I have no clue what the records are saying.
Facts.
For
Most of them, I don't be knowing.
80%, I have no clue what the records are saying. So if I get the record's not going to tell me what's going on. I'm not going to even get the energy of it by sitting in the house.
Right.
I need to go
and experience.
Not only experience it, I need to experience it where it originates from. I just had a conversation like 5 minutes ago. I was telling somebody, you have to always remember things that come from within the culture, not of the culture, but within the culture is more important, because
that's a fact.
Tom can book your biggest act from whatever region of the world. But if time isn't from within the culture, you may not get an authentic experience from that artist. I need to see that artist in their natural habitat or as close to it.
I'm glad you're saying that. I wanted to take a step back, but I want to just kind of finish this part
I don't want to run past it
real quick because, you know, I have this big problem. I hate when, let me not say I hate. I mean, because I guess in a way they also pushing the culture regardless. When outside people from a specific culture are booking an artist from a culture and they don't really know, like, what the artists represent or...
No, nothing.
Right. I'm gonna say this right now, and I know people gonna be upset at me for saying this. Culture Fest, that's coming up soon.
Right.
They have a specific African artist on there. And I can tell that whoever is booking for that is a little out of touch. Because that artist for Africans, he's not really, like, his era has passed. You know what I mean? Like, the people that go to Culture Fest today, I'm comfortable to say the age range is between 22 and, like, majority. 22 and probably 35, majority. Just in general.
No, our crowd.
What do you mean by it?
That's our crowd.
Yeah.
Meaning whoever may be visiting them is our crowd.
Exactly.
They've come through our doors at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, to me, those people have specific, because even some of you guys artists that are on the bill, I'm just kind of like, that's a little out of touch. Not in 2022. Like, don't get me wrong, there's specific shows and specific spaces for those artists.
Right.
Like, when a Buju, I say Buju, when what's his name? Barris does a Love and Harmony cruise and bring a certain genre or a certain group of artists, they fit into what he represents. So it makes sense.
You know what I think happens? And I think this is going to be a continual problem. And I kind of like it, but I don't like it. But let me just kind of make it make sense. Afro culture musically is exploding.
Yep, that's a fact.
Right? And anything that is a wave, people want to jump on the wave.
True.
But I want to say, you know, I'm not that versed on how it worked for the reggaeton genre.
Okay.
But I know when they run into trying to tap into that Afro wave, they're going to run into a brick wall. And that brick wall is, before the Afro wave got popping, they were already getting big money for bookings.
Yeah.
So when
I see where you're going.
Yeah. So when now the planning is planning and these guys are sitting in a room like, oh yeah, we need an Afro artist, man. They just popping off. You get to it? No.
The money.
It ain't like when, it ain't like when the Caribbean artists popped off. No, it's not like when Soca or Dancehall popped off where we said, all right, it's Skilly Bang first run, but he's huge and he wants 20K, 30K, maybe. You talking to Afro artists that 80. Are already on the caliber of 80.
I see, okay.
And how much do they want up front?
Okay. More than half.
They want more than half. Yeah. And they may cancel and be like, man, and send you back the money.
That's true.
Because another offer came in. So you're talking to people that have already.
Okay. That's a fair point. I didn't think about it.
So now they got to pay for who they can afford as opposed to who they want. Because right now, and you're super engulfed in that. You are that, right? But in my opinion, almost from the top of this year till now, almost every week we're getting a new Afro song.
It feels like it, right?
And we're not getting 2 songs from one artist. When DeVito got 2 years ago, whatever it may be, that's something different. Right now, it's left, right.
Come out like every week.
And I think that people are finding that when they get to them guys already want a certain amount of money. They're like, hold on, what the hell? They want the same money that Rick Ross wants.
Which is how Afro Nation. Yeah. When Burner canceled that Afro Nation, they were able to get Rick Ross, which now that you're saying it, it makes sense.
But it's easier for you to grasp than the other person that's from outside the culture.
Got you.
If they love the culture, they would have already knew it.
That's true.
They would already knew.
But which also calls for making sure that, you either include someone who does know, or at least, even if you don't include them fully, but have someone that you can go to for counsel on things like that.
Yeah, they would, before they even,
Exactly.
If they were contacting you, who are these guys? Who are the guys of the culture? Who are the guys of the culture?
Right. Hey, because I remember before the pandemic, maybe a year or two before the pandemic, someone from a radio station had hit me up, and they were trying to do a show, and they wanted an Afrobeat artist. So he gave me like 3 or 4 different ones, and I legit told him, all right, this guy, he's going to cost this much.
Yeah.
This guy, he's going to cost this much. So based off of that, you know how to go and talk to them.
Right.
But so that, I think that actually helped them out a lot, because they knew how to approach the conversation versus just going in there blindly thinking that, oh yeah, I mean, we can probably do like 10 for this guy. Nah.
And they don't, most people don't have anything to compare the Afro artists to. What they're comparing the Afro artists to, price-wise, is just totally different. They're thinking, hey, this is, Africa's version of Vybz Kartel. Or Africa version of it. A lot of people try to draw contrast.
Yeah.
But no, when you hear the dollar amount, you be like, whoa.
But that part though, I blame the African promoters, because there was actually some time ago, a group of Nigerian DJs actually got together and they made like this big fuss because they were like, yo, these guys are costing way too much. And then it's one thing to cost that much, but you're not even helping to really promote the show, which is what a lot of them are doing.
Right.
So you're not helping to promote the show, which in turn makes it hard for me to sell tickets.
How am I gonna make this money?
Exactly.
I get it.
So that's to me, that's crazy. But anyway, so are you from New York?
Yeah, Brooklyn, to be exact.
Okay.
Is anybody that you meet from New York? New York is New York, but Brooklyn is Brooklyn. Like, I'm Brooklyn, Flatbush,
I always
Crown Heights, that right borderline.
You don't have the DMV swag, yo. You got the New York, like
never left. Never left.
But born in Jamaica, I presume.
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
See, I'm learning something new again.
Born in Brooklyn, New York. First generation American to Jamaican parents. I would even say that we're the ones that make the other generations benefit, meaning that we were the ones that would call like, oh, y'all banana, go back on the banana boat. Oh, like
we were the African booty scratcher.
Yeah. Y'all would have right. We were the banana boat. Go back on the banana boat. You know what I mean? But in the time that I grew up, and it's funny because where I grew up is like a little Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? So in those times, it's like everybody that came in, good, bad, and ugly, came right where I was. There. Right where I lived in a very, historic area in Brooklyn that, all the clubs was there, all the this was there, a lot of stuff was going on in my neighborhood. So that's where everybody that got a name, a lot of people that got a name, that's where they made their name, and I'm one of them.
So did you spend like a long period of time at any point in Jamaica?
No.
Wow.
But I grew up under that kind of climate where nobody was actually really American, even down to the born American that had family from the South.
You were just born here.
Yeah, like even that, but what I'm saying is, in culture's so crazy in that area in Brooklyn, up to now that even a person that may have an American family that was from the South, traditional Southern American, they don't even feel American because you're in such a cultural area. It's like, I don't know, like Langley Park, like, like
got you. Yeah.
Like, so we grew up in a melting pot of Trini, Guyanese, Haitian, Jamaican, but in my time, it was the Jamaican time. After that, other cultures had their time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
but yeah, so I grew up under that. My parents don't know nothing about America. They come and they assimilate into American culture. So that's why I'm so deep in my culture, because they couldn't teach me American culture. They don't know nothing about American culture. You know what I'm saying? Like what they see on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, just like that. But yeah, we'll go back to Jamaica, you know, always, you know, that kind of way, raising a strong Jamaican household and all of that. Yeah, Jamaican values.
That's what's up. You know, I always say this on the mic, you know, in the club. I'm being serious. People think I joke when I say these things, but I always say that, yo, in this life, you got to have like 3 or 4 type of friend. A Jewish friend, a Chinese friend, a Nigerian friend, and a Jamaican friend.
Yeah.
Bro, like those 4 cultures, bro, I don't know anyone who like takes more pride in their culture in each of those, you know, different spaces. Like, you know how Chinese people are.
No,
I mean, there's a Chinatown everywhere. You know, exactly.
You can't avoid
and you know how the Jewish are. I mean, and then Nigerians, I mean, we see today.
Yeah, the loudest of the pack.
And Jamaicans, bro, I mean, it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, right, so, just like that.
Yeah, like you guys.
And I was like, my parents are like super like proud Jamaicans.
Proud, yeah.
Like,
nah, that's
my mother got me into dancehall music.
Huh.
That's how I became a DJ.
Tell me more. I want to hear this.
Yeah, like, my mom is a super music lover.
Okay.
She loved to party. She just came back from that same Love and Harmony.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that later. Right? And she would buy the records. As the hottest records came out, she would buy the records. And those, you know, back in the days, records had a longer shelf life. So if she bought that Dennis Brown record, that was the record that would play non-stop all week. And then, you know, coupled with Yellow Man and all. You know what I'm saying? So even I left New York to come to Maryland for school. And I actually learned I learned more of American culture by doing that. Because I wasn't really familiar with the old classic funk records that maybe, you know, like those cookout records grow up on and all of that. That wasn't my house. And that wasn't my next door neighbor. And that wasn't, you know, like maybe so few. I'm not to say there wasn't no Americans in my, but it like me and my immediate people, like my best friend who I grew up with next door, we assimilated because his family was from the countryside of Jamaica. My family's from Kingston. And same morals. So they said, well, you and him, all right, on the camp, go on together. Go hang on. And, you know, the same kind of, I mean, also though we grew up in the era where rap was big too. So it's not like rap missed us. But rap is whatever, but when you get in the house, you couldn't even play rap like that.
Right.
What is that? You know what I'm saying? We have that.
We right. We don't want to hear that.
Yeah, so I say that to say my mother, in the process of her buying records and me playing back those records, I didn't have the rap records to play back. I had the records. She bought records weekly. And that turned into my love for playing music and using a turntable. And when I started in my formative times of being a selector, right? And I would go and buy them records now. She and I were buying like the same records. Because we were like the same kind of thing to a point. And then she would go to Jamaica. And when she would go to Jamaica, she would go to the record shop in downtown Kingston and buy me the hottest records. And the 45s would come in a box like this. And she said, listen, she bought me like my first Bounty Killer. And she would say, listen, these are the hot songs. So before anybody had them, I was getting records that were before they reached
that's a
New York.
blessing right there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But the only thing is, though, she didn't, because she knew what came with the culture and the good and the bad and the ugly.
Right.
She said, look, you ain't going to play in no this and that. So she was trying to limit. I was still young, though. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to protect me from the street, but, yeah,
man. Wow, you really went through it.
Yeah.
From early, too.
Yeah, I was playing music from 9, 10. I've been DJing from like 9 or 10.
Wow.
Years old.
I'm glad you said that because, you know, we've been talking about how long and the 20 years because I don't want people to be here thinking that you're 60 years old.
No. I just been doing it.
Trigga is not old.
One day I tell people, the thing about me is I started everything young. So I was outside against my parents' wishes, running the street young. I was into music young. I was into girls young. I was into, hustling. And when I say hustle, I don't mean even like illegal hustle. I just mean moving and shaking from young. I just did everything young.
Right.
Left home young. Have kids young. Everything just young. You know what I'm saying? Been out there.
I'm glad you talk about the kids because, that's another thing that, I really respect about you. The fact that outside of the fact that obviously you blur your kid's face, I'm always like,
there's a concept.
No, you better than me though, because I have not posted mine. I'm too social media scares me for my kid, yo. I'm not gonna lie to you, so I get it. Trust me.
I don't protect my son though.
Okay.
Because in my eyes, how a man's supposed to, his journey is supposed to be different from the girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Protect the woman them until they get to a certain age, and then they can protect themselves. Because I've taught them, I've reared them enough.
Right.
They can defend themselves now. They're good. They're ready. But from 0 to like 16, 17.
Daddy got you.
Yeah, full blown blur out everything because my kids look like me. So people gonna see them. People gonna see them. You know what I'm saying? And be like, oh, you Trigga daughter. You know the ways like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like having them go through that. Look, how much followers you got? Thousands. Thousands.
Yeah.
And then you got thousands of people that are going to be like,
exactly.
Claude daughter. So I know why you.
Right. I'm not going to, it scares me. It scares me a lot. I'm always, when I respect y'all for doing it though, but I be like, I'm not ready for it.
So, so that's why I show my kids, but I don't show them. Because I show them so that my supporter, my person that love me, know that I'm no different from you. We are living the same life.
Exactly.
The same journey you got is the same journey I got. And I want somebody to follow me and make it be deeper than music.
Right.
I want the personal interaction. Like you grew with me. You accomplished something with me. I got a new job, you got a new job. I made a step up in my journey and whatever. Right. So did you. You know what I mean? And we celebrate together.
And I think that's how people respect you even more because then at that point, because I'm sure you've probably had a few people like that when growing up, you see them and you feel like, oh my God, they're these superstars.
Yeah.
Like, they probably don't eat the same way I do and whatnot. Yeah. But when people can relate to some of the shit you go through, they respect you more.
Yeah. I've been in situations where I've seen people who I look up to and I've held them on a higher standard, like they were higher than the normal person. Yeah. And I know what they look like for me to like look at it like, they let me down.
Exactly.
So I'd rather just let you know with the whole, look, anything can go on, you know what I'm saying? Like, we human, you human, I'm human. I hate people that act like stars. And that's actually one of the things, and I don't know how you feel about it, but that's why I don't like entertainers. I love entertainers' music. I don't want to know them personally. I don't even like DJs. If you're a DJ, me not like you. You know what I'm saying? If you anything that puts you in a position that make you feel like you're greater than the next person, I don't like you. Because I'm a normal person. I'm outside. I'm in the street. No matter what. You know what I'm saying? No matter how somebody view me. You know what I mean? Once I feel like somebody feel like they're better than, then I don't like you. I like human beings.
You and I off camera, we had these conversations. I'm the same way.
I like humans.
Yeah.
Now, if you happen to have a talent that puts you in a very good space, big up you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I know you and you just happen to be an actor, but you're a great human, cool.
Exactly.
But I don't like the concept of stardom.
I had to explain to somebody one day, right? This girl, she asked me one day, she's like, yo, for all of the artists you've ever met, how come you don't really have pictures with them? I say to her, look, I've seen how some of them act towards their fans.
Yeah.
I don't want to, because the way, growing up, my grandmother always used to tell me that, every picture you take, a piece of your soul goes, right?
Yeah.
So even when you take a picture with somebody, you got to understand that, like, your souls are going, part of your souls are going together somewhere. And I always think to myself that, if I'm going to release some of that energy,
it should be around good people.
Exactly.
Well, okay,
which is why, it's not too many artists or anything like that I'm like, I actually, because I've seen how some of these guys treat their fans.
I met Buju one time, and in my world, I was like, yo, God, like like almost like a God type of thing. And my interaction with Buju, it just wasn't what I thought it would be. And I came in and I told Mom, like I said, me and my mom talk about music. I said, Mom, I'm gonna meet Buju, and Buju wasn't, it's kind of like a hype kind of way, like a standoffish kind of way. And she was just like, and I was like, yo, after that, but I've been like that still, but every once in them, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I was wrong. The whole of them. Like artists, I tell them to their face. I tell them, I just did Charlie Black's show with Charlie Black. Me no like no. Because y'all feel like whatever it is in the moment, it makes you feel like you're better than people. When people is what drive you.
Exactly.
Without the people
are the reason you are who you are
nothing
today.
to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But I also do know that being in the life, there are moments where somebody can get a bad interaction from you.
That's true.
But you have to figure out a way to balance it.
Not all the time, though, because some of these artists, I've done shows with them 2, 3, 4 times, and it's the same thing.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
like,
that's them.
Sometimes promoters like, oh, yeah, y'all come take a picture. I'm good. I don't want to take a picture with him. I'm good.
I'm all right.
I don't want that. I'm good.
I'm all right.
But let's come back to the DMV real quick.
Yeah.
Because actually, so the reason why I started this podcast, because I realized that in like the Afro-Caribbean space, there's not really anything that's telling DMV Afro-Caribbean stories.
I agree.
So that's why I was like, you know what? I want to come here and have these conversations with people that are in that space that 10, 15, 20 years from now, someone can look up and be like, I can find a story about this person and that person because, the Americans, they have that.
They have that in multiple platforms.
Right, and we don't really have those things. So that's actually one of the reasons why I say, I want to start this podcast, because I just want to come here and have conversations with people.
Yeah.
So, you being as one of the top, I'm going to say one of the top because, I don't want to, they're going to say, Claude, you being biased, because in my eyes, I've always told you that. Yeah. To me, I think that you are the top, not only because of what you're still doing, but because of what you've been doing, because a lot of the times people confuse what, the real definition of the best is. The best is not what is hot right now. The best is what has been consistently hot, which is why I don't care for LeBron James, but I got to say LeBron is better than KD in general. I don't care for him. KD, I actually like KD more as a basketball player, but LeBron has been consistent. But anyway, so coming back to you, man, you've been in this DMV for a long time. You've seen how, things have changed. Yeah. So much. I know this for a fact because I used to go to H2O when I first started partying, and I would hear HalfKrazy spinning at H2O. Right. So you guys, the Caribbean community has gone from doing parties in like warehouses to going into clubs and then being out of clubs again, finding halls to do it. And then now you're actually one of those guys who's bringing it back into clubs. Right. Like, I want to understand what is going on in that community as to why the shift is happening that way.
So I'm late to the club thing. I always shunned the clubs because of what I saw from the outside. Okay. Right? There were other DJs who were really, they were really doing their thing in the clubs. Okay. And I always felt like there was a separation between the club DJ and the dancehall DJ.
There was.
Right? The dancehall DJ wouldn't be booked in the club DJ would not be booked in the dancehall. And also, the one or two experiences, little experiences I had with the club, I didn't like the interaction. Okay. I felt like, man, maybe I'm too raw, too real for the clubs.
Sorry, I know you're going, but I want to stop you right there real quick. But I think in retrospect, the club owners, they were fucking up. Let me tell you why. Because us going there, the guys that they had in the club consistently, we would go in there and we would expect the raw shit. We wanted to hear the actual shit. We don't want to hear the same radio things that we were hearing.
Being in the club space now, I get both sides of the conversation.
I do too. Nah.
You know, so I've been that person. I went to the Ritz or DC Live and I said, yo, I want to hear this.
Right.
And I realized when we talking about business and all of that. But when I said I was too raw, maybe not even so much my playlist, but how I move.
Got you.
You get what I'm saying? The club owners, I realized, took advantage of the fact that the club DJs needed them because that was their main outlet. So me not needing them, it makes me more of a renegade. They can't really box me in. Yeah. So one of the clubs one time said to me, well, look, when we book you, matter of fact, I'll say it was H2O, matter of fact, using H2O. They will book you and they will put you in a room. And when I go in the room, nobody can see me. Nobody can.
That's true. That's how it was.
Yeah,
that's how it was.
If I'm not here next week, I feel like I'm interchangeable. So how does that benefit me? It didn't work with my business plan. Right. So I didn't really pursue it so much. And then I was hearing about, bad dealings, whatever. So I kind of said, you know what, when I'm going to approach it, like in the now, I do it on my terms. But I built up enough clout that when I walk into a club, I could say, not what I say goes, but I have more leverage to say, well, this worked for us, this don't work for us. The next thing too was the first go round from when I was here to now is they put all of us in one box. It don't matter what island or country, as long as it wasn't American. And they put us on a sub-level. The dark
room, the
dark, dingy dark room.
Yeah.
And there was a culture shift that occurred that they weren't aware of. That change happened outside of their eyes. So now they're wondering, why are there big Afro events? Why are there big dancehall events? Why are there big Soca events happening? And they want a piece of it. Well, hello. We don't want to be back in the small room. We want the main room.
Exactly.
This is what we demand.
Yeah.
Our cultures have grown. Our taste has grown. Remember, once again, we talking about first, second, third generation.
Yep.
Now, international people, so to say, right? So what may have worked then ain't gonna work now. We want the light show, baby. Yeah. We want the good lights.
If you want us to spend our money,
you want the money,
we
come talk to it. You know what I'm saying?
The good thing.
Yeah, and I remember once upon a time a club saying that they weren't really with our program, meaning this an international program. As a matter of fact, this was something that I was walked into with DJ Chick at one point, but I won't name the club. And the energy being pushed was they're not so hot to deal with dark skin.
I know exactly.
Non-American.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
And there were things that were said. And me being a person that wasn't in that scene, it already gave me a bad taste. Like, well, whenever these people see me, even though I'm not the darkest shade of black, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, this is my culture. You get what I'm saying? My grandmother may have the darkest skin, and then I may be brown, and then my cousin could be light skin, and the next one, So it's all offensive. If that's how y'all want it, well, guess what? We'll go ahead and build outside of you, and when we come back, or when you come back to us,
the terms are going to be different.
Terms are going to be different, and we've done it. We're here now.
Absolutely.
We're all here now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, especially being college educated, that's a thing too. Being educated helps you understand how to address some of these issues going forward. You know what I'm saying? I'm a guy that I pride myself in being educated in school, but I am from the street. You know what I'm saying? Super street.
And both of them are important, man.
So I put the two of them together. I'm like, I let them deal with it. All right, but now, all right. I'm not seeing them back. They're going to pay. We're going to make them pay. They're going to make them pay plus what they did to my
plus
whoever.
interest.
Yeah, plus whoever they offended back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how I go.
How you feel about the fact that these days it feels like, I could be wrong, but these days it feels like Soca is overpowering dancehall, man?
Soca's a lifestyle.
Okay.
Soca is a lifestyle, and it's a positive, meaning, all right.
Keyword, yeah, positive. That is true.
90% of Soca songs, if not more, only deal with one topic. women, happiness, life.
Yeah.
Soca doesn't talk to you about everyday life.
That's true.
And because of that, in Trinidad, soca isn't their daily music. Dancehall is Trinidad daily music until carnival time.
Huh.
So a lot of people may not have told you that, but if you ask any person from Trinidad, they'll tell you if they, on a regular day,
it's dancehall.
It's mainly dancehall until the carnival season comes up. Because dancehall is going to talk to you about every aspect of life. Happiness, sometimes too much of one, but happiness, the struggle, scamming,
all of that.
Struggle,
yeah.
All of that. So soca overpowers because when it's being played, it's one narrative right through. Party, drink. And I play soca. You know what I'm saying? I play soca, but people that come to soca events, they get up, they go to work out with carnival in mind. They want their body intact for carnival. They want to fit in their outfit. Like,
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So they're only focusing on one positive aspect of life. So if you go to a soca fete, it's gonna overpower the energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
The energy.
It's a vibe.
At times, yeah. So I don't feel no way, but I feel like we all share with each other at this point. So I don't get jealous.
Yeah, because I recall, especially when I really started coming out to the dance like that, we weren't going to a dancing here at Soca Song. That was not happening.
Well, you're right. You're 100% right. I think that the difference now is that dancehall infuses all good music.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't hard for dancehall to pick up Afrobeats.
At all.
It runs wild and You get what I'm saying? I even think it's easier for Afrobeats and dancehall to be cousins than soca.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I guess there's less animosity. Between the islands, every island has. Listen, big up every island who might watch this, but you know the truth. We all have our little nuances that we use against each other. Who have the best curry? Who have this? So when we come on to say this, your culture, we'll be like, well, I'll go on. We're African too.
Yeah.
Different Africans.
Exactly.
That's how we view it. You know what I'm saying? But dancehall, everything goes through a pace. You know what I'm saying? I think everything is a cycle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like right now, Afro killing everybody.
You think so?
Afro's killing everybody. Because you know why?
Maybe because I'm in there. I don't really
From
feel
the outside
like
looking in, Afro music is talking about love and the appreciation of women.
Yeah, for the most part, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? The ones that rise to the top.
You're right.
You know what I mean? And I think that with them infusing different music and melodies into Afro now, it make it digestible for a bigger audience. Cause I can hear an Afro song and they be like, them boy, they are idiot. And I be like, yo, I truly know them boy, they are idiot, And then the next bar, he'll say something in an African language. I don't know what he said, but I do know a little while ago he said, them boy, they are idiot.
So you kind of have an idea of what could follow.
Then the bar after, they sing the hook in R&B.
Yeah.
And then I'm saying, yo, psychologically, you've tied me in. But it's just, like I said, everything go in a circle. You know what I'm saying? Because 2 more weeks from now, we can get another dancehall hit song and then it may evoke another emotion.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I never count dancehall out. I never count it out because...
I'm scared, man, because they don't want to jump on rhythms no more. We're like...
See, dancehall biggest problem is in fighting. You know what I'm saying? In fighting. Fighting amongst ourselves. And when we look, what is so important to us, the things that we are fighting over, means zero to the world.
In the grand scheme of things. Yep.
Zero to the world. The world wants to hear the top Jamaican artists all on one great rhythm.
Thank you.
We can, play and everybody can dance to. And one rhythm could last 5 to 6 minutes in a juggling. But one artist says, oh, me now work with that boy there, me and him now go pa no. And
that's what it is.
Yeah, a lot of that's going on. A lot of that. And then guys is hype and it's just a lot. But I think they have to go through it to open their eyes.
Yeah.
They have to watch other things grow and say, damn, that was us, that could be us, that should be us. You get what I'm saying? They're holding big panels and conferences about it right now as we speak. You know, and I think like they'll figure it out over time.
Yeah, man, because, bro, dancehall was a thing way before reggaeton, way before Afrobeat.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if have we had a dancehall artist at Coachella yet?
If there's been one, I wouldn't know, 'cause I don't keep up with that stuff with Coachella. But I say that a lot of the artists don't have their eye on the prize. They're so engulfed with impressing the guy across the street. They're not thinking about the big crowd in front of them. Remember you were just, not to cut you. Remember you were just saying you would go to the club, right? And you would say, yo, I want that raw song in the club.
Yeah.
But we in a club of 5,000 people. Let's make something to make 450 of them dance instead of the 50 that want the raw.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think the dancehall artists are so focused on the small pocket of who is hearing this and who's talking to them daily. They're not realizing that you or me or somebody else, they want to enjoy good music. Melodic music.
But I'm glad this is actually a perfect segue for us to go to what I want to talk about next. But you know which artist, if there's one artist that's going to do that within the next year or two, I won't even give it 2 years, within the next year.
Yeah.
You know who I'm about to talk about.
Yeah, man. Mr. Woo Woo Woo.
Yo.
Woo 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 Woo.
Yo, Dexter Dabs?
Yo.
Dude, I've never met an international artist, as a matter of fact, because honestly, Dexter has been out for a while.
Yeah.
But within the past 3 years, that has built a following of none of his people.
Right.
I mean, Africans, even American girls.
Right.
White girls know who Dexter Daps is.
Right.
It took Wizkid a long time. Davido, same. It took Wizkid to have a, collabo with Drake.
Right. For them to.
Davido, Burna Boy. It took these guys a long time, and these are the top dogs in Afrobeats. Daddy Yankee has been out for how many years?
Right.
And he took him how long?
Right.
I mean, Dexter is not even, I don't think the guy's 20 years into this music thing. Not even 15, I doubt it.
I think number one, he paid his dues, right? So he got a good foundation. So he came from the hardcore space, right? So nobody could, once you come from a hardcore space, the rude boy them know say.
They respect. Yeah.
So that means you could veer off.
Yeah.
And I think that he's smart to make Dexter brand of music. So Dexter brand of music, he speaks to his crowd a certain
bass,
way.
Yep.
He makes his sound sonically a certain way. And his visuals that go with it accompany that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Also, I think the big win for him is that his personality.
Absolutely.
That down-to-earth personality.
Absolutely.
Dexter come from one of the roughest ghettos in Kingston, right, which is Seaview Gardens.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same place Bounty Killer them come from. Bounty Killer's the biggest bad man out.
Yeah.
He's not thought of as the most personal. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Dexter's a nice guy. But it's just your choice who you want to be and how you want to carry it. You know what I mean? He's not stush. As we would have said, some people stush.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Because we were talking about taking pictures with an artist.
Right.
I got a chance to take a picture with him at that show.
Yeah.
And the interaction, I was not expecting that. I thought the guy was just going to be like, yeah, let's take this picture and move out the way. But he was actually trying to have a conversation with me. I was shocked.
Yeah, you were like, damn.
Yeah, I really didn't even know, like, okay, what do I say now? I was really shocked at that. And I think, outside of everything you just said, I think another thing that really separates Dexter from everybody else is his showmanship. Because
he one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best. Like, this is a guy, And you know, like as a big up Dexter, that's because Dexter gave me a great opportunity. But before I even judge or speak on him based on the opportunity provided to me,
right,
I felt the same way. You could tell that this is a guy fully into his craft. He performs and give his heart and his soul.
He sure does.
To what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Dexter is gonna go ahead and if the girl him want him take off him shirt,
he's gonna do it.
All right. You know what I'm saying? If he's gonna take up a girl and pick her up and lift her up, and
he go do it.
I seen Dexter do all that stuff, and he's so like I feel like matter of fact, I don't even feel like I know that the majority of people that come to his show, they come there knowing that he feels touchable. Not to say they want to touch him or they're gonna touch him, but he doesn't feel like he's so separate.
Yeah.
You don't have that mental block there to say, all right, boy, this is just a star. If Dexter turn off the music, Dexter go in at the crowd and hug people and talk to people and all of that. So it go a long way, and as you can see, is paying off.
Man, his stocks is rising, man. I'm telling you,
and he's
an
independent artist.
Really?
Independent artist.
Wow.
Yeah. So he has a great team around him, loyal people around him. You know, from what I see, what I know, that are invested in him reinventing the way a reggae artist is seen.
Oh, they sure are.
Yeah.
They sure are, because even in terms of like, again, just like you said, the people around him and how they do things. And I've been to so many different shows, both Caribbean and Africans. Yeah. The only other person in that space that I have seen that was like that was Bears. Oh. No, not. And actually, you know what? You're now Burner though, because I mean, in the beginning, because I've been a fan of him from day one, when a lot of people didn't really know him like that, you know. So it was still a lot of things happening because they couldn't control things. But now, because his mom, she's on it. That's his manager. But Barris is another person that, bro, like when he's on stage, the showmanship is a specific way. The brand is a specific way.
But to his credit, though, he's a man of a certain age, and his fans are of a certain age. Also, his core fans.
Right.
And he knows that as he may demand more, they want more. He can't just carry them anywhere.
That's true.
So over years, he got to that point. You know what I mean? But it's good to see our artists like these now.
Exactly.
You know, like pressing up
into that,
saying, "Yo, this is what it should be."
Yeah, it's important, man, because the fact that he was able to do Echo Stage the way he did, and I'm telling you, if it wasn't during Ramadan, it would have been like 2 times, 3 times more people.
Right, because
I promise you,
because his Afro crowd here.
Exactly, because a lot of these girls I know personally, were, Muslim of the Muslim communities and stuff. So they were fasting and they were mad. They were like, yo, I'm sorry, it's not my show.
Ladies, he'll be back. Dexter will be back. Dexter love DC,
I'm like, why are you saying I didn't put the show?
Tell the girl and this, yo, listen, ladies.
Dexter will be back. Trust me, if y'all do it again,
come on.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, big up Team Dexter Daps, because you know what? I'm humbled also to be a part of that, I guess, rebranding process.
Okay.
Because we're all creators.
Yeah.
From big to small, we're all creators in some way and shape. And, to be a creator requires vision. And there's no feeling like seeing your vision come to life. Come to life. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. I think he even had a moment on stage where he was just like, yo, this mean a lot to me. You see crowds all the time. But to know that he's doing this particular tour, and this particular tour, the main objective of it was to raise the bar from experience.
Oh, he did that.
You know what I'm saying?
He did that.
And, like just traveling to different cities, you know what I mean? But I think that venue, I think, which I didn't know. I didn't know that we are actually home in a place where that's one of the top rated venues in the U.S.
Absolutely, bro.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, that's why. Yeah. Maybe it was Fire Oats. I was saying that too, bro. It's a big deal. To have had him in there.
So the way that it looks there as opposed to other places, wow. I put LA second, but that one was first. Like, whoa.
Yeah. Echo Stage is a different ball game, man. Every time those EDM guys, they in DC, that's where they at.
Yeah, but that's why I'm in Hanoi. I'm in a go around there.
I know we're almost done. But before we get out of here, man, I know you travel a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, you travel a lot. First and foremost, how many cities do you see on average in a year? Just throw a number on average.
Man, let me be humble.
Let me be humble.
Say maybe 10 cities, because I have cities that I'm really.
That is a lie, bro. That is a lie.
I would say I have cities that I'm really strong in. Like LA is like a second home to me.
Okay.
So I may be in LA so much that I don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'll be able to say like 10. You know what I'm saying? I got
man, because every time I turn around, your name is on like a flyer somewhere else.
Moving.
I wonder how are you like how much time do you spend in the DMV during the weekends now?
We masters at moving.
Man,
you know
hey, listen.
Master at moving, man.
In 20 years, you're still doing that. Congratulations to you, man.
Right?
For real. Like real talk.
And this is what I always tell people. And before we even wrap up, look, you can't play today's game with yesterday's points. So that means I can't walk around talking about what I did in 02 and the points I made and the goals I made. Nah, I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna make something right now.
Yeah.
I'll beat you right now. I've done the place right now.
And y'all still got the rum punch going on?
Everything going on.
Y'all still doing that every Sunday, right?
We don't do it every Sunday now.
Okay.
We say we single for the summer, meaning we just moving around the vibe until we want to pick a home.
Okay.
It was a choice by us.
No, actually, that's not a bad choice to have.
Yeah, it's just
I think it's
moving the
actually
vibe
best.
around.
Yeah. So again,
cream.
that gives you more. What's the ice cream about?
Ice cream is just a vibe.
That flyer was dope as shit. I think I was booked for something that day, but I was like, damn.
Yeah, ice cream is our new day vibe.
Okay.
Then we got.
So is that
Uptown
like a
Tuesday.
weekly thing or?
Nah, it's once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah, once a month. Then Uptown Tuesday.
Of course.
Then we got something called Stush. So it's multiple brands under the umbrella.
Man, talking about really reinventing yourself.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the reinvention. If you don't know. I'll be at different things. Be it with it.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you because, you're actually one of the very few DJs in this space that still, every time I see you, bro, you always have like some type of knowledge to drop. You always say something to me to encourage me in whatever it is that I'm doing. And even when sometimes, a lot of the times, people don't know that you're watching, but you always say something. I'm like, damn, how you know that?
I'm watching everybody. Good and bad. Some of them I pre to, but,
Nah, I appreciate you,
good
man.
and bad,
But,
man.
Listen, I know I'm going to have you on this podcast again because we didn't even talk about really half of the things we can't talk about for real. But before you leave out, who's your favorite dancehall artist right now?
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Skeng. I'll say Skeng.
Really?
Skeng is my favorite dancehall artist right now.
Okay.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
Until further notice.
All right. We'll see 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Because,
shit changed.
Skilly was, of course. Skilly Bangs was going strong for a little bit, then Skeng came and I don't know, like it's been a little different since.
A little different.
So now we about to see. I'm still a Popcorn fan, man.
Popcorn made music for Drake. That's how I feel. Poppy gotta come back to the real. You know what I mean? Poppy.
Yeah. Popcorn is trying to sell the O2 in the UK. That's what he's trying to do.
I know.
So he gotta do.
I know what's going on. We gotta feed the street.
Anyway, Trigga, I appreciate you, man.
My brother. People, big up the podcast. Mud.
All right.